Come back to Yirara.
What nah? Good afternoon to you all and welcome back to another episode of Health and Wellbeing with Mr. Zane and Mr. Liko.
Last time we unpacked the meaning of physical well-being and how the choices that you make have an impact on your lifestyle and how you look.
Remember, physical well-being is more than just about being like this guy. It is all about being balanced in body, mind and spirit so that you are able to live a happy, healthy and comfortable lifestyle. We finished off by making well-being cubes just like this one. How did your ones turn out? Awesome.
Today, we will move on to the third part of our overall well-being, this being our emotional well-being. If you look at our Yirara well-being model, you will see that we have put emotional well-being on the inside. Mr. Liko, can you tell us why?
Of course I can, Mr. Zane. Emotional well-being is based on how we think, feel and relate to ourselves and other people around us. It is about the emotions we feel on the inside that helps us make different choices.
We are all born with our own emotions and feelings that are inside of us. Take a look at these next pictures and see if you can identify any of the feelings that these teachers are showing.
This is important to understand because it is how we feel on the inside that leads us to make meaning of the choices we make every day. Watch this short clip to help you understand an example of emotional well-being. Hey, Jordan, Renisha, catch this.
Buddy! Come on, Matt. It's only 5 more minutes till sport time.
Oh, yes. Thank you, miss. Let's go to sport.
How do you think Buddy is feeling here? Did he make a good choice? Let's look at another way Buddy might be feeling and how he reacts to his teacher.
Time. Buddy! Come on, Matt. It's only 5 more minutes till sport time.
Ah, miss, this is boring. We always do work. This is stupid. Get out of here.
As you saw there, Buddy was in the exact same situation but reacts in 2 different ways because of his emotions. In the first take, Buddy is feeling happy, which leads him to make a positive choice. But in the second take, Buddy shows a different emotion. He was very angry, which meant he made a different choice because of how he was feeling. This shows that your emotional well-being can have an impact on the choices you make every day and how you relate to others.
Next time, we will continue to look at emotional well-being and how your own feelings and emotions can have an impact on the choices you make every day.
We will focus on how these choices can influence your emotions and how you relate to the people around you. But for now, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy.
Oh, it's time for STEM, another episode of STEM. Yirara Science, Technology, Engineering and Math.
Good afternoon guys, Mr. Jeremy here. Today we've got something exciting for you. Today we're going to be constructing one of these little things. It's called an M-bot. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so let's get going. So the first thing we do when we open our kit, we have our instructions, very important. So our instructions will obviously show us how we're going to build our M-bots, and also we can see we've got all our different components in here.
So first we have our chassis, which we'll attach everything to. We'll have 2 motors that will connect to each of the wheels. We have our power pack. We've got 4 AA batteries there. Got our sensor. We have 2 wheels so that we can move around. We've got our little computer, which importantly has Bluetooth, so we can access it remotely. 4 brass studs. We have a whole heap of different size screws, which will help us put everything together. And of course, we won't be able to do that without a screwdriver.
All right, let's get started.
So looking at the instructions, we can see the first 4 steps that we're going to go through. And first of all, we're obviously going to get our chassis, and we need to attach a motor to each side using the long screws. Then we get our wheels, 2 wheels, attach 1 to each motor, and make sure that we get those screws in nice and tight, otherwise it'll wobble a little bit when it's moving, just like so. So now that we've done that, we go back to our instructions. We can see steps 5 to 8. Now our next step, step number 5, is to attach the roller ball to the chassis, and that will enable the M-bot to make some really nice tight turns, and it also acts like its 3rd wheel. Now our next step is to attach the sensor to the front of the M-bot using a couple of those smaller screws. So now that's done, we've got to attach our 4 brass studs to the top of the M-bot. So we turn it over and they screw in themselves. They've got a thread on the end of them, which makes them nice and easy to attach. So we don't need our screwdriver for them. And we're going to attach the M-core to the top of those studs. So once that's done, we're back to our instructions. We're almost done. We're doing really good. 9, 10, 11, 12, just those steps to go. So firstly, step number 9, we attach the Velcro, just as you can see, to the chassis there, and the other side of the Velcro will attach to the battery holder. And then we screw in the M-core, which attaches to those brass studs, just like so. And we're getting really close to finishing our M-bot now. The next step is we've got to attach our left motor and our right motor to the M core, like so. And we have to attach our battery pack to our M core as well, so that everything's talking to each other. So the last step is simply just to put our batteries in, making sure we've got the positive and the negative up the right way, our 4 AA batteries in, and now our MBOT is complete and we can switch it on. There we go.
We've finished our MBOT. Looks pretty good. Now there's 2 ways that we can make it move. We can make it move using our little remote here, which has got the directions on there. And we can make it move by programming it using a program called Scratch, which most of you will know by now. So for today, we're just going to be making it move using our remote. In our next lesson, I'll be showing you how to make it move using Scratch. Good stuff, guys. It was fun building with you. We'll see you very soon. Over and out.
Welcome to Yirara2u. How are you going out in community? How's your family? Let us know what's going on. School's really quiet without you guys here. We miss you so much. Mr. Mark keeps rearranging the chairs in his classroom. He can't seem to get settled on which he likes the best. Please stay tuned, keep watching your episodes and keep doing your workbooks. Hope to see you soon.
Welcome back to Words of the Week, and this week we are looking at the language of change. Now, the first word, obviously, in the language of change is the word change. Change refers to often the coins or notes that you receive whenever you pay for something. You might not always have exact cash, and sometimes the cashier will give you money back for what you've paid for. Let's spell it. C-H-A-N-G-E, change. Now, the second word of the week that we're going to be looking at is the word minus. Now, minus is part of a math term that we use when we're doing different math equations. Another word for minus can be take away. Let's spell it. M-I-N-U-S, minus, or we call it take away. Now, the next word that we're looking at is the word plus. It's the opposite to our minus sign. So instead of taking away, we're adding things together. We see the plus symbol used a lot in maths. So let's spell it. P-L-U-S, plus, or add together.
Welcome back, guys. This week we're finishing off our topic of Australian currency and what that means, how to use it, and why it's important to know it. This week we're going to be looking at a topic called change. I'm not talking about changing your clothes. I'm talking about physical money change. Now, change is basically when you go to the shop and you want to buy something that maybe just costs $5. So you don't have a $5 note on you, but you do have this $10 note, which is more than $5. So you give this to the cash person, they take it, and instead of keeping all of that money, they're supposed to give you the correct amount of money back. So if your item only costs $5, they're supposed to give you $5 change. So you would give them this $10 note, and they would give you $5 back because the item you bought only costed $5. So what we're going to look at is why it's important to know change, why it's important to keep track of how much the person's going to give you back. Well, unfortunately, in the world we live in today, not everybody is honest. And sometimes you might find people that try to steal your money. And they might not steal it like try to break into your house and steal it, but they might try to sneakily take it away. And one of the ways they can sneakily take it away from you is by not giving you your correct change. So, how do we work out change? Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. But for now, I'll do another example. So, let's say you go to the shop and you want to buy something that costs you $2. Maybe it's like a lolly or something. So, it costs you $2, but you don't have a $2 coin. You have this $5 note. Now, how would we work out how much change we're going to get for a $5 note? Well, by doing this. We'd write down our number 5 here, and we would do this symbol. Now this symbol is the takeaway symbol. And we would put our number 2 here. Now, what's 5? Take away 2. If I've got 5 here, and I take away 2, I'm left with 3. So that means when I go to the front counter and I give the cash lady my $5 note, she needs to give me back $3. She could either give me back a $2 and a $1 coin, or she could give me back 3 $1 coins. Either way, I would need to get $3 back to get the correct change.
Good morning, shopkeeper.
Morning, mate.
What do I fancy for breakfast?
I know, I've got...
How much are your eggs?
They're $5.
They fresh?
Very fresh, mate. Free range.
Free range? All right, I'll have half a dozen of the 6. Half a dozen is 6, is it?
Sure is, mate.
Okay, I'll have 6 eggs, please. And how much you say they were?
$5.
$5. There we are. $20.
$20. Change.
Thank you very much, sir. And I'll just take my eggs.
All good, mate. So the customer come in with $20, bought a half a dozen of eggs. The eggs are $5. I gave him $10 change. Was that right?
Unfortunately, that is not right, because if the eggs only cost $5 and you gave the shopkeeper a $20 note, then the right amount of change that the shopkeeper was supposed to give you would have been $15. So unfortunately, you only got $10, which means you're $5 short.
Wooda! Welcome back to another deadly episode of Word of the Day.
This week we'll be looking at common words in Narrandera.
The word of the day is colour, meaning okay, all right, or finished.
Have a go at home saying
Colour. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Colour. Colour.
Wow. Words of the week. Spiky. Spike. E. Furry. Fur. Re. Fast. Fast. Colourful. Cull. Full. Small. Small. Beautiful. Full.
Good afternoon, Yirara students. Buenos dias, bonjour, g'day. Lately, we've been practicing descriptive writing, writing about a setting, writing about a person, and now this week, writing about an animal. Now, when we're out bush, checking out tracks and following them is great fun because those tracks can tell us who or what has been there, where the tracks lead, how the tracks were made, and how long ago they were made. Now, when we can identify who or what made those tracks, we can use lots of adjectives to describe that creature. As we said, we're going to be describing an animal this week. First of all, does it have legs? 2 legs? 4 legs? No legs. Is it big or small? Does it have a tail, claws, paws or hooves? No paws, claws or hooves. Once we've decided what animal it is, we can then tell, is it big or small? Are there different colours? Are they bright colours? Can the animal camouflage itself? Does it have feathers? Does it have a smooth furry coat or a rough coat? Can it swim, hop, jump, crawl or slither? What noises does it make? And what does it smell like? So we're going to be using lots of adjectives this week to describe our animal.
Olaf has now learned how to describe a place using his 5 senses and a person based on their appearance and characteristics. Now, Olaf would like to think of some words to describe his dog Sven.
Sven is a big white dog with brown spots. He has one floppy ear and the other stands up tall. He has a long tail that wags when he's happy and big brown shiny eyes. Sven is a very friendly dog and loves to collect sticks and drag them around community. He has a deep loud bark that keeps us safe at night.
Olaf loves his dog Sven. They are always playing together. Olaf sometimes even treats Sven to a sneaky sausage at dinner time when Mum's not looking.
Hey Mickey J, how's it going?
Yeah, what on thuggin'? Yeah, good Shane, just cruising.
Where are we off to this time?
Yuendumu.
Yuendumu, yeah, I've never been there before, but I'd love to go.
Lots of exciting things happening there.
Have you got your bags packed?
Oh, I'm looking for a rabbit. Now I've got my sandwiches, water, set to go.
Alright everyone, let's get on board. Make sure you put your seatbelt on, please.
Look at the incredible work these students have sent in.
Hey Yirara students, Miss Tiffany here. I'll be your tour guide for today. Let's learn something new about Yuendumu.
Yuendumu is 293 kilometers northwest of Alice Springs. The Aboriginal name for Yuendumu is Yirara2u. The language they speak at Yuendumu is Warlbeing. The population is 817. This is the big shop. You can buy groceries, take away food, clothes, furniture, TVs, stereos, washing machines and bikes. This is the new Nguru Walalja store. At the Yuendumu school, there are many teachers and Aboriginal teachers' aides. The grades are from transition to year 12. The Yuendumu Health Centre has a men's and women's area. It has 2 doctors, 5 nurses, 4 Aboriginal health workers and a visiting children's doctor. The dialysis unit is located next to the health centre. It services people from Yuendumu and the nearby communities of Yuendumu, Bulara and Yirbi to receive dialysis on country. The Yuendumu swimming pool opened in 2008. It is open from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. 7 days a week. This is the Yuendumu Baptist Church. You can attend Sunday services in the morning. Gospel singing happens every night outside the church in a shelter.
In 1947, the Australian Baptist Home Mission was established. By 1955, many of the Aboriginal people had settled in the town. There are also independent organisations, including the WELLBEING Media Centre, the Arts Centre, and Mount Theo Youth Centre.
At the Yirara2u Art Centre, you can buy paintings, clef sticks, boomerangs, clothing, and jewellery.
The Art Centre in Yuendumu is one of the longest running for Aboriginal-owned art centres in Central Australia. In the early 1980s, the Yuendumu elders painted ceremonial designs on canvas, which began the art movement at Yuendumu. Let's take a look at some of the beautiful artwork created in Yuendumu. For over 25 years, the community has also been home to Paw Media, formerly WELLBEING Media, most famously producing Bush Mechanics and Aboriginal Rules, which explored the social meaning of football in remote communities. Yuendumu hosts its annual sports weekend in the first week of August. The event includes football, basketball and softball competitions, attracting teams from other communities around the region. There is also a Battle of the Bands night which showcases local bands.
A favourite memory from Yuendumu? Well, favourite memory for me of Yuendumu is visiting families, but especially my own family that live out there. My son and my daughter-in-law and their 4 children. I like Yuendumu. And the sports carnival last year that I went to, that was pretty good too.
Yuendumu in the 80s was the first remote NT community to start up the sports carnival. Yirara College would go there for several days to join in the sport. Many bush schools from far and wide would also congregate there for this special event. Yuendumu, I want to go back there again to see their magnificent artwork. What have you got at your place?
Take a picture of the art in your community and send it through to us. Would love to see them. Start again.
Sorry, do it again. I don't need this now, do I?
Good morning. Welcome back to Yirara.